up guys, and welcome back to iManiging. I am super excited about this video. As you guys see by the title, I'll be introducing the one camera setup that I use to stream online to Facebook. There are many various ways that you can stream online to Facebook, but I'm going to introduce the way that I use the VMIX software to stream using just one camera. So without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, here you see we have the Rode boom mic setup. And then sometimes I use a two lighting setup using my regular light bulb with the umbrella, excuse me, connected to it. So this is just for starters. I would definitely recommend LED lights, panel lights, or soft boxes too, but just for a starter, it's super cheap, super affordable. I got this from Walmart, so sometimes I'll use two of them or have a ring light or the two bulb light setup as well. So that's just for starters. And then here we have our Canon camcorder. Guys, I love this camcorder so much. It's a XA45, which is one of the top level Canon camcorders. It is super dope. I love it. This is just for starters though, until we get up in that range of other Canon professional cameras. So here you see we have our XLR component, which is available on Amazon as well. Since we're using that Rode boom mic, I'll connect that Rode mic to the XLR piece, which is a plus too, because the XLR piece, it has the aux cord on the other end that connects inside of the camera. Here you see we have our SDI input, which is what I recommend streaming using this type of camcorder, SDI over HDMI, because the SDI has a way that you can lock that cord, the SDI cord, so that if you're being mobile with your camera, you have no risk of that cord coming out. Versus HDMI, you might have a little bit of tendencies of that cord coming out, which will cause your stream to be disconnected, right? So this is why I prefer SDI over HDMI. Next, we have here on the top is our manual settings for the audio settings, which is a plus two for this camcorder. It allows you to adjust your audio settings according to whatever model you're using, whatever person is speaking. If their voice levels goes up and down, you can manually adjust it on top, so that even with that boom mic connected to the XLR piece, it still sounds so much clearer, as if you were using an XLR mic, right? Which is a plus. Like, that's one of the main components that I love about this camcorder, is that I can adjust my settings to however I like it. So next we have the Ethernet cord, which I prefer. I definitely prefer you stream through the Ethernet cord versus Wi-Fi, because you don't have any risk of quality descaling or any lagging issues, or just Wi-Fi being disconnected and having multiple people on Wi-Fi. You can have that Ethernet cord, which gives you the strongest signal possible. Then here we have our capture device. I use Object UTAP SDI to USB, which is what I prefer. This is what I'm using, but guys, I went through various other devices and it was tough trying to figure out what works for me and what can I use when investing into the camera, the XA camcorder. So Object UTAP was a plus. I'm like, wow, I'm happy I found this, so the SDI, you see the SDI in connects, and on the other side you have the USB 3.0, which connects to our computer. I'm using a PC computer as well to stream, and here you see we have our VMIX software. Now guys, there are multiple softwares that you can use to stream. This is just one example just to show you how I do it and what works best for me. And VMIX is giving me so much success with streaming online. And as you see here, for our praise and worship, we have at the bottom 4 other different components where we can input different videos and other cameras. Maybe if you have other inputs that you want to do when doing multiple camera views, you can also do that as well through VMIX. But you do have to upgrade your subscription too. So versus OBS, you can, it's free. So you can do multiple cameras and you don't have to pay for anything. So I love OBS too. So here you see my Mac. On the other side, we have the Facebook Live going, right? And I do prefer you to start your stream on another computer, because if you stream and use your VMIX software all on one computer, it'll pull from your internet connection. So as you see at the bottom, when it's red, that means that you have a strong connection, right? But if you try to stream on Facebook and connect your VMIX software at the same time, it'll pull from your internet connection, because you have to log into Facebook on the internet, right? And you want to use all of the power that you need. So this is why I prefer, when you stream, when you start your stream, use one computer, and then when you're monitoring your streaming software, use that computer specifically for that, okay? Next, we have all of our settings and details for the bit rate and the frame rate and the quality of your streaming, right? So you have Facebook, you have YouTube, and you have Twitter, you have all that. You can customize it to however you want it and what works best for you according to your internet upload speed, which is something that we'll get into in a minute. So what I do, what works for me according to the internet that I have, is streaming through 720p with a bit rate of 4,000. And as you see, I adjusted it on my camera settings for 1920 by 1080p, which is the resolution, right? Your frame size. And when I input that into the software, it's going to descale it to a 1280 by 720p, because that's what Facebook is able to handle. Okay, so my camera is able to bring forth that 1920 by 1080p, right? I want to get the best quality as possible from my camera, but when I stream to Facebook, it's only going to allow a 720p. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, and I'm going to adjust my bit rate according to my internet upload speed. Guys, this is super important, because this is what will determine the quality of your stream. Okay, how I test internet upload speed is by going to speedtest.net. okay, that's what gives me all of my internet upload speed detail and information, and you will be able to determine your upload speed by cutting half of what your upload speed is, cutting that in half. And say for instance, here you see that my upload speed was about 29 or 23 or whatever, 23. And I cut that in half and put it into VMIX, whatever half of that number is. So your bit rate determines the quality of your video. Always remember that your bit rate is important. Then you're really good to go. Your live, it'll show up in Facebook, once you put in the server URL, the stream key, everything into VMIX, it'll show, once you put that information into VMIX, it'll show on your other computer, whether you're using a PC or a Mac, to start your stream on Facebook, it'll show. So then I can start it. And you always want to make sure that when you're connected to through Ethernet, that no one else is using that internet source, because you want to make sure that you're getting all of the power that you need and it doesn't mess with your streaming. Okay, so however that looks for you, do what works best for you. Okay, so once I put in that VMIX information, I start my VMIX, my live stream, and then I'm really good to go, guys. You have it. You're all set for that one camera setup. Now, like I said at the beginning, there are multiple ways that you can stream. There are multiple softwares that you can also use other than VMIX. Okay, you can also use OBS Studio, which is a free platform that a lot of people are switched to now. You can also use another device that I found out, guys, and I'm definitely going to be investing into this because I don't have to use all of those cords and just working tirelessly setting up and taking down, rather than I can just use this device called Mevo, which is cordless. I don't need anything really, just a tripod. It comes with everything, which is also a plus, and it also streams in 4K, which is a plus as well. Okay, so another thing that I want to tell you guys is that when you're using that Audio U tab, you want to make sure that whatever software you choose, that the Audio U tab device, whether it be a HDMI or a SDI device, that is compatible with the software that you're using. And you definitely want to make sure that when using Blackmagic devices, the converters and everything like that, that is able to connect to your camera device. Whatever camera you're using, you can also use Blackmagic, the converters, which is a plus as well. Like, there's tons of other devices, guys, that you can use as your camera capture devices. Okay, here we have the NOG9, the 4K version, which is a plus, the Magewell USB capture, which is also in 4K. I love 4K quality. I don't know about you guys, it may be different for you, but it works for me. Okay. And next we have the Blackmagic Mini Ultra Studio device, which is for when you get to streaming using multiple cameras, which is something that we'll get into in the future as well. But this is affordable. There are many other websites that you can look on to buy this device. This whole system thing is it doesn't look complex. I haven't used it before because right now I'm just using my one camera setup. So this is just another capture, you know, device that you can use for your streaming. Okay, so that's it for today's video, guys. I hope this helps you. I hope that this teaches you how to stream online, and always remember that your bit rate is determined by your upload speed. Okay, you want to make sure that you have the best quality possible whenever you're streaming. This is not just for churches, but this is for everybody. This is for everyone, anyone that's trying to stream and send a message out to social media. Okay, all right guys, we will see you in the next video. See y'all.